10 strategies to keep moving forward when you feel stuck. We have all felt stuck at some point in our lives. Perhaps you feel stuck right now. When that happens, it can feel impossible to keep moving forward toward your goals and dreams. Maybe you're feeling a little stuck working on a creative project, like writing an article or painting a piece of art. Perhaps you started a new business, took on a major project at work, or began a new health or fitness regimen. Your initial excitement has worn off, and you're now feeling stuck, confused, or overwhelmed by how to keep progressing forward. Welcome to Exclamatory Show. Subscribe our channel to be an exclamatorian. Maybe you're really stuck. You feel trapped in a job you hate, a relationship that isn't working, a boatload of debt, or a life that has little resemblance to the one you imagined. Sometimes we just want to throw in the towel and give up, but don't give up just yet. Whether you feel just a little stuck or like you're stuck in dry concrete, trying to make a small or big decision or wondering what you're doing with your life, these 10 strategies can help you keep moving forward. 1. Take a step back. Your first step forward when you feel stuck is to take a step back. Often, we try to get unstuck by pushing forward with sheer force or just trying harder. But as Einstein said, no problem can be solved from the same level of consciousness that created it. Access a different level of thinking by assessing your current situation from a new viewpoint. Whenever I'm working with clients who feel stuck, this is the first thing I ask them to do. I have them think about where they are, what got them here, and what they really want. When you step back from your life, career, and challenges and look from a bit of a distance, you see things from a different perspective. Your turn. Imagine you are lost in the woods. You could keep moving forward, looking for your way out. You could panic and go in circles. You could head back the way you came. Imagine instead that you could stop, take a deep breath, and zoom out from your situation. Imagine you could fly above it all as if you were in a helicopter and look down at yourself among the trees. What could you see or notice differently from this perspective? A different route, people there to support you, the way out is closer than you thought. Another way to zoom out is to look at your situation as a neutral observer. Imagine you're a fly on the wall watching your life. What insights or advice would you give yourself? 2. Get specific. It's hard to move forward until you fully understand why you are stuck. You have to get specific and identify what's really going on. You must name it to tame it. A great mentor of mine once said, "A well-defined problem presents its own solution." For example, there are big differences between, "I feel stuck," and, "I feel stuck because I'm overwhelmed with the details," or, "I feel stuck because I'm worried what people are going to think of me." Once you name it, you are more likely to be able to tame it and keep moving forward. One of the most important questions I ask clients is, "What's getting in the way?" When they answer, the next question is always, "What else?" We continue along this route until we feel we've gotten to the real, underlying issues. Your turn. Seek to uncover the underlying issues that are getting in your way and stopping you from progressing. You can do this by journaling, talking to someone who knows you well, or simply taking the time to ask yourself these questions. Once you name it, perhaps the solution will then present and tame itself. 3. Reconnect to your why. Feeling stuck is often because you've lost sight of the bigger picture and what's important. You've lost your why. Why did you start this in the first place? What reasons, values, or passions drove you to make this change in your life? What picture do you have for yourself, your business, and your life? By reminding yourself of your original intention and purpose, it gives you the intrinsic motivation to get back on track and move ahead. Connecting to your deeper why will be the fuel that keeps you going, even through tough times and roadblocks. Your turn. Whatever you're stuck on right now, grab a journal and ask yourself, "Why is this important to me? Why did I start this in the first place? What am I trying to achieve here, and why is that important to me?" 4. Brainstorm your options. We often feel stuck because we don't see any way out from our current situation. We feel we don't have what it takes to start opening up new doors and further our personal development. By brainstorming ideas and possibilities, you expand your mind and open your thinking to finding a new solution. When you can see potential options, you won't feel so trapped anymore. This is not about deciding the one thing or making the right choice, it's about allowing your creative mind to expand and see all the potential possibilities. We often dive straight into finding the right one and eliminate anything that doesn't feel perfect. That's why so many people feel stuck. They are attempting to find the next right career, the best way to handle a situation, or the one perfect idea. This can lead to a lot of stress and analysis paralysis. If you hate your career, what new potential careers are on your mind? List them all out, even the ones that seem unrealistic or silly. If you're unhappy in your relationship, what can you do? There are likely a lot more options than you've considered. What are they? Your turn. Make a list of options for your current situation, as crazy or out there as they might be. When you think you've thought of everything, ask yourself, what other options are there? This allows you to dig deeper and see ideas you might not have otherwise explored. Then, and only then, can you start to identify the way forward. 5. Take a brain break. Full disclosure, I'm stealing this strategy from my 7-year-old daughter's second-grade teacher. The other night I was helping my daughter with homework. She was getting super frustrated and wasn't sure what to write in a letter to her big buddy. She was on the verge of tears when she looked up and asked, "Mom, can I take a brain break?" She got up from the table, walked downstairs to her room, and played with her stuffed animals. When she came upstairs a short time later, she was as happy as could be and jumped right into her writing. We could all use a brain break when we're stuck. Shifting focus gives our brains a chance for quiet. It takes the pressure off so we can come back with a fresh mind and new perspective. When we take a brain break, it refreshes our thinking and helps us discover another solution to a problem or see a situation through a different lens. The brain break actually helps to incubate and process new information. 2. A great brain break is to do something physical that gets you in flow. Take a hike, a run, a walk around the block. Another well-known brain break is meditation, which has so many proven benefits I can't even begin to name them all. Your turn. What kind of brain breaks can you give yourself? Which would be most helpful? It's not just for second graders anymore. Here are some ideas for you. 21 counterintuitive brain break ideas to boost your productivity. 6. Let go of what's not working. Have you ever walked through the mud and had your boot get stuck and your foot fly out? When this happens, you usually have two choices. Either put your boot back on and keep plodding through, repeating the frustration as it continually gets stuck, or you can take off that boot and move forward. The same is true in life. When we get stuck, we often stay in the mud and try to drag our boot along. We keep doing what's clearly not working. The boot represents limiting beliefs, old habits, or stories you're telling yourself. Remember in the movie, Up, when Mr. Fredricksen is trying to get his house to fly. It was too heavy. He had to dump out his belongings until the house was light enough to lift off. The same is true here. You've got to get rid of the emotional baggage you're carrying so you can move forward with small steps and achieve your goals. Take my client Lucy for example. She was having trouble finding a job she was interested in. Through our work together, we uncovered that Lucy had an interesting belief, that having a job and being happy were mutually exclusive. This meant she was either going to be jobless and joyful or employed and miserable. In order to move forward in her career search, she needed to take off this boot, and believe she could find a job where she could, in fact, be happy. Your turn. What's holding you back? An old habit, limiting belief, or story you are telling yourself? How can you reframe your thinking in order to change the direction you are headed? 7. Know what you need to get unstuck. We all have a way in which we operate that is unique to us. When you understand how you're wired, you can understand more specifically what you need to get unstuck. For me, I need a crystal clear picture of what I'm trying to achieve and a big, tangible goal to reach for. When I don't have a clear picture of the end result or challenging target I'm trying to hit, I feel stuck and unmotivated. Here are some common needs. A step-by-step plan, to understand why something is important, deadlines and impending pressure, unconditional encouragement and support, to think things through, connecting to a deeper meaning, freedom, and flexibility, and certainty. Do you relate to any of these? Your turn. What do you need to get unstuck? Think about what will help you be your best self and work through your problems. Maybe it's a step-by-step plan, deadlines, a support system, or connection to a deeper meaning. 8. Shift your state. Instead of placing all your focus and energy on the problem, shift your focus and energy to another part of life. Go do something that brings you joy, spend time with someone you love. Do anything to shift your state and mood. This will switch your downward cycle of doom and gloom into an upward cycle of hope and possibility. A great way to shift your state away from negative emotions is to practice gratitude. So, you hate your job. Practice gratitude for other areas of your life. Does it support your family or allow you to work remotely? I'm not saying you should stay in a job you hate, I'm just recommending that you get perspective. A state shift brings energy, hope, and positivity into your mindset, keys to getting out of that dreaded stuck cycle. Your turn, what always puts you in a good mood? What brings you joy, happiness or fulfillment? Do it, and make sure to practice gratitude. Try this, each morning for the next week, write down 3 things you are grateful for. 9. Take action. Getting into action is critical to getting unstuck. There's no substitute for momentum. Action enables further action, while inactivity creates inertia, self-doubt, and confusion. Successful people know this, which is why they continuously push out of their comfort zone. I love this quote from Simon Sinek. If we think of everything we have to do, we feel overwhelmed. If we do the one thing we need to do, we make progress. My client Marcus, not his real name, had just made a career move and was setting out to start his own wellness business. The biggest problem getting in his way? Inertia. The more he thought about what he was going to do, the bigger the endeavor began to feel. The more he explored the risks, challenges, and his extensive to-do list, the more he felt overwhelmed. He was stuck. However, once he took action, starting with quick wins, he gained momentum and was able to move forward and tackle bigger and more challenging steps. Once he broke through his inaction, he was on a roll. My grandfather always told us, a path leads to a path. We can't know what the future holds, and trying to figure out everything before we start is a recipe for disaster. Know that a path will start leading us down new paths, but you have to start walking first. Your turn, what's the next step you can take to move forward? Where is there a quick win? When you think about your first or next step, keep it small and achievable to get the momentum going. 10. Reach out for help. We can all use a little help when we're stuck. This might be talking to a good friend who knows and understands you, or reaching out to get advice from someone who's been in a similar situation to yours. Maybe it's hiring a coach who will ask powerful questions to help you see things from a different angle, a therapist who can uncover hidden roadblocks, or a consultant to share opinions and experiences. When you're on your own, it can feel hopeless, overwhelming, and just plain impossible. But a little push or pull from someone can quickly change your trajectory. While this may seem like one of the easiest strategies, it is actually one of the hardest to do. Why? Even though we are biologically wired to help each other, many of us find it challenging to reach out. There's a reason for this. Asking for help exposes us to numerous possible social threats, which is why it's so uncomfortable. It can feel like a tacit admission of weakness, which lowers our status, and can be an invitation for scorn. It creates uncertainty, and invites the possibility of rejection. Your turn, could you benefit from asking for help in this situation? Who can you reach out to ask for help right now? Not ready to reach out to someone just yet? Maybe you can try asking the universe. Some call this prayer, others spiritual guidance, others faith. Whatever you call it, reach out. Afraid to ask for help? Here's how to change your outlook to aim high. Bonus. When all else fails, be patient. Sometimes when we're stuck, we just need to practice patience. Patience that you've done all that you can, and now, it's time to wait and see what comes back to you. I'm not suggesting you wait for months or years, but sometimes we expect things to change quickly, yet things take time. This is especially true for big life decisions and transitions, or when there are others involved, like your relationships or job. I love the line from Max Ehrmann's Desiderata. Whether or not it is clear to you, no doubt the universe is unfolding as it should. Trust the unfolding, and know that sometimes it may take a little longer than you'd like. There's usually a good reason, even if you can't see it. Maybe it's not time to move forward or make changes just yet. Maybe you don't have all the information you need, and when you do, you'll quickly make progress. Maybe you're actually stuck where you need to be right now. When I was in my most recent major career transition, feeling stuck and wondering if I would ever figure out my next step, this quote from Chinese philosopher Lao Tzu was exactly what I needed. Do you have the patience to wait until your mud settles and the water is clear? Can you remain unmoving till the right action arises by itself? Stay strong. Be patient. The more stuck you are, the greater the freedom will feel. Final thoughts: which of these strategies feel like they will work best for you in your current stuck situation? You don't have to use all of them, it just takes one to help you keep moving forward. Remember, any movement, momentum or shift will help get you unstuck and move forward with your life. Besides, it's never too late to start things over. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon.